so heartbroken at first. I couldn't believe it. I felt like it was crazy. But I have so much peace about it now. You know, I'm human. So for sure I was heartbroken. Like, I couldn't understand, like, wow. You know, but at the same time, I wish you well. I respect it. Y'all know, me. What's my favorite quote? I'm always saying, you got a better chance of getting chased by a dog than me. And I mean that.
What's tea, Petty Bunch? Welcome back to another episode of Girl, Can We Gossip? With the Petty One. Today, I'm asking a question. Is B. Simone wilding out, or is she the problem in her friend groups? Let's get into it. First, she ends the Know For Sure podcast with her former bestie of 20 years, Megan Ashley. I feel B ended this podcast because Megan is now her equal and no longer her minion. Let's get into it. Now, remember, before Megan came to the forefront and got on camera, she worked the background happily as B's manager, publicist, and personal assistant. That meant she was not on B's level. Therefore, she was not a threat. Now, I know I have conspiracy theorist tendencies, but let's dig a little deeper into this, okay? Let's talk about the inception of Know For Sure and why it was probably started. Now, you guys already know B. Simone is infamous for putting her foot in her mouth and rubbing people the wrong way. Now, y'all remember how she plagiarized that manifestation workbook and she blamed it on her team. Well, they thought it was, they did it. My team is responsible for it, not me. Now, remember, B really did not take accountability until the writer of the original workbook tapped her on her shoulder like, no ma'am, you stole my work. I feel like Know For Sure was started because B needed to distance herself from the drama of the plagiarization, and also just from the drama that she was getting just for, like I said, putting her foot in her mouth and making people just look at her like, ugh, you know, like that. So what better way to reinvent yourself and distance yourself from these fake and phony vibes that you give people than by getting your homegirl who has never been a part of the spotlight, never wanted to be part of the spotlight. Let's get her in front of the camera and let's talk about our best friendship. And let's talk about my spiritual journey, and let's talk about all the things that come with that. So I feel like that was a way that B. Simone wanted to start to change her image. So since B. Simone is a social influencer, she knows how social media works, how to monetize it, how to influence people to follow her brand, to purchase things that she is selling. She's like, hey, we can monetize this podcast. Best friend, let's do it. We could talk about our friendship. We could talk about dating. We could talk about sex. We can be as open and as honest as we want to be about it. And you guys already know it because B was talking about how she bathed every other day. Now, that was crazy to me. Megan was also going through things in her marriage. So that was another topic that they could talk about. Also, while intermingling B's spiritual journey. Now, I believe while Know For Sure was gaining traction, now y'all already know the promos of them, the pictures of them in the scantily clad bodysuits was giving. So during that time, they're aligning their tribe, they're selling merch. We, the people, are tapped into what these women are talking about because they had good content. Now, I feel like while all this was going on, B didn't realize that this was the catalyst to Megan tapping into her authentic self. Megan started to flourish and blossom right in front of our eyes. Megan's talking points started resonating with the tribe. And B was no longer the star, meaning that they were both on equal footing. No for sure was blowing up, and it was for suring. Now, in the midst of the inception, I'm sure B was like, yo, this is going to be a win-win for us, i.e. me, but probably not for B, because in her mind, I don't think she was really thinking that Megan was ever going to be as popular as her. And let's talk about it. Let's get into the dynamics of these female friendships. Listen, baby, there can only be one Beyonce. There can only be one Regina George. There can only be one Queen B. There can only be one HBIC. And in the Know For Sure podcast land, baby, B. Simone was the only Queen B, okay? And Megan Ashley was supposed to be the Kelly and possibly the Michelle. And so B, I feel like B just was not having it. Again, in friend girl groups, y'all already know everybody has a part to play. Everybody has a lane to stay in. Don't believe me? Let's talk about girlfriends for a moment, okay? Everybody had their own lane. Joan was the successful attorney with the big house and big bank account. Tony was the man-eating, beautiful, bougie, Barbie, self-centered realist. Maya was the quick-witted, round-the-way homegirl that will get you together real quick. And Lynn was the wild, free-spirited friend who could not be tamed, even with 5 degrees. The friendship dynamic in girlfriends began to unravel when the J spot became the hot spot and Joan became the it girl. That caused Joan to start veering into Tony's lane because now Joan was being invited to all the hot spots. The men were after her when they were once after Tony. But now because Tony was a single mother, nobody was checking for her and everybody was checking for Joan. So that caused the friend group dynamic to shift. Tony became jealous of Joan, and therefore Maya and Lynn backed Tony up because they felt Joan was overstepping her boundaries and that she was supposed to stay the plain Jane of the group. And Joan was like, nah, that ain't me for right now. Joan discovered her true authentic self and the girlfriends could not handle it. Same, in my opinion, as with B. Simone and Megan Ashley. Megan had discovered her true authentic self. Know For Sure was very much becoming the therapy that Megan needed to just release all the issues that she was going through in her marriage. And the people was loving it, and B, not so much. Because Megan had veered over into her lane. Like, friend, there can only be one star in this group, and that's me. You were supposed to remain the housewife and the mother raising the kids. I'm the star. I'm the star, damn it. So B walks away from the friendship and from the podcast. And I'm going to tell you how we know B was bothered, because she rebranded herself yet again with Let's Try This Again. Y'all remember that stank ass promo video that she made when she went to go sit her ass in the chair and there was another chair seated beside her? And she basically was like, move that. What is that? Like, real talk. That was your best friend of 20 years. And for you to disrespect her for a 1 minute, 45-second video to launch your new podcast, that's nasty ass work. Petty Bunch, if y'all need more proof that B is the problematic one in the group, let's take a closer look at her friend group consisting of Ernestine Morrison, Leticia Gardner, and God rest her soul, Miss Jackie O. Now, you guys remember Miss Jackie O's tragic passing. I don't want to get into that. But what I want to talk about is how B and her triflingness tried to monetize Jackie's death by sharing a link asking her subscribers to pay $5 a month for access to her and her close friends as she grieves for Jackie. How vile, trifling, and disgusting could one be to use their friend's death to make money? Now, as far as B's former friend girlies go, they all got together and posted a video of them enjoying an ugly Christmas sweater party. It looks like it may have been hosted by social media influencer Leticia Gardner. The video is uploaded, and y'all know how us petty and nosy ass people do. We see the video, then the questions start popping up, asking, hey, where is B? What's going on? What's up? So Leticia did take the bait, but not in a bad way. She responded saying, honestly, B said we don't serve her anymore and she cut us off individually. We don't understand why, but we respect her and wish her well. Such a classy response, because there is no way you are going to throw me off kilter and knock me off my square over some petty ass jealousy bullshit. If you guys look more closely at a couple of the women making up B's former sister circle, their stars are shining brightly. We have Ernestine Morrison, who is a phenomenal actress, well known for being part of the Country Wayne skits, but she's also appeared in Tyler Perry shows and other movies as well. Leticia Gardner is a celebrated influencer with millions of followers in her own right. So B, why can't we all shine bright together? Not being one to be outdone, B, of course, had to hop on TikTok to say that she's about to get real controversial and she can't go into 2025 with people who are still looking at their daily horoscopes. She was saying things like, I need some intercessors to pray on my behalf, and not those carrying around sage and rose quartz. When not too long ago, B, you used to carry about 12 of them in your bra thinking that it was going to bring you a nigga. So I don't understand why you're trying to be so high and mighty at this time and trying to diss other people and their beliefs. Is it me, but do you guys notice how B Simone will infiltrate different friend groups who seem to be on and popping and have more going on than she does? And it's like when she reaches their stardom equivalents, she will jump on and move on to the next friend group. Case in point, B has been hanging out a lot with Crystal Renee, and they've been doing a lot of podcasts together. Word of advice, Crystal, once she gets what she needs from you, you may be next on the friendship chopping block. So watch your back and tap into your inner Fatima. You know what to do. Petty Bunch, I need to hear from you guys. I need you to pick up what I have put down. Is B Simone the problematic, toxic person in the friend group? Or do we, the people, have her misunderstood? Y'all comment below. Also, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. You guys know that liking my videos is a free way to support my channel. It's also an easy way to get me into these YouTube algorithm streets to put me in front of future Petty Bunch subscribers. So I thank you in advance. And until the next video, the Petty One is out. Later.